Right, first game of the league. Hopefully you can hear me. Yeah, brilliant, lovely, jubbly. Opponent is on the play. I am going to keep this, and then I can make a decision about how I want to start turn one. Okay, just miscreant. That's what it's going to have to be. It's just going to have to be a... Try and make my opponent a dead person. Lots of miscreants is nice. It means next turn I can miscreant pre-combat. I don't think the spell's going to be super relevant against Tron. I can miscreant pre-combat, draw my card, and then pick it up with Moonsucker Hacker. That's just going to go and get tower immediately. Just the nuts. Very miscreant. No response. I am going to pick it up with Hacker. But this feels like bad things have happened to me. Already. That's going to go and get Tron. And then they can cast any number of bullshit. The plus side is they don't have any fixer at the moment, so specifically stuff like Brambleworm or whatever, like, it's pretty unlikely. But, like, Maelstrom Colossus they could have. All number of other colorless bullshittery. We shall see. I didn't even bother looking at what they choose it yet, because it always just has a star one. Oh, please don't have some. It's good. That does work. That does do what you need it to do in this situation. This spell stutter is never gonna work. At least that is not fixing and can't be sacked this turn, so we'll take what we can get. If you play like Giant Spot or some shit. Cool. Next turn, please, thank you. We're gonna play a Fairy Miscreant to draw a card. Hope we find Counterspell. We didn't. In which case, I will just, I guess, play another Miscreant. And pass. End of turn, I'm probably gonna tap down that. I have Dispel. If somehow that becomes a relevant card. I don't know what the fuck this is. Is this just another Rooftop Percher? Maelstrom Colossus. Unfathomable Truths, there we go. We found an instant. I will counter Unfathomable Truths. But yes, they have a 7/7 now. Which is annoying. Not gonna start getting in. Yeah, not a chance. I'm gonna continue just passing, I think. I doubt they're gonna attack me with Rooftop Percher. I think they probably will attack me with Maelstrom Colossus. Yep. Fine, I'll just take 7, like an idiot. Look at me go. I've taken 7. Yep. As foreseen, they have 7 mana, still no fixing, so it could be this in it. Fuck! I should stop speaking. Here's Brambleworm. Rough. Yeah. Yeah. I guess let's tap that. Yes. And also tap Rooftop Percher. Yes. Next turn. First off, how much we're taking on the backswing? 14, 17. That's more than my life total. So if I pick up at least one Miscreant, I can replay it and find like Brine Barrows and Cryo Shatters and stuff. I think that's what I'm working towards. There was a time I was working towards counter spells, but that time is gone. It is past. I will discard. I meant an Ninjutsu there, didn't I? I'm just going off. I guess I can Surveillance to tap down Bramble 1. in their beginning of combat step. Another cam. Funny. Getting in. Yeah, okay. Doesn't really change the clock. Ancient settings. Another rooftop perch. Yeah, this is just... I think that's probably the point where they've still got another rooftop perch after this as well. Yeah, okay, cool. So this is why we play the card Spreading Seas. It's like the only reason. I guess Gates as well. Dispel, it came up that game, but I don't think it's generally very good. This is Monstertron as well, so especially in that environment. Spell Stutter Sprite can often get outclassed. Brinebriar Intruder generally, I would say, isn't that good. It can come up because you can Cryo Shatter a Brambleworm or a Maelstrom Colossus. They still have 2 power, and that makes that not happen. I'm going to keep this because I'm greedy, and I really just hope that Fairy Seer will get me to my next land. Opponent is on 6. But yeah, if Fairy Seer finds me a land, I have Spreading Seas, but I also have, I think, Ninja of the Deep Powers. Yeah, no, both of those gotta go. This could be bad, actually. That is not good for me to have to do that. Candy Trout, fine. So yeah, I have... Any land is good. That's basically it, I guess. Moon Circuit could try and help me find a land. I don't even know what it's like to be punished. It's just never happened to me. They can't make Tron next turn, so I will just get my value while I am allowed, and then I will Spreading Seas while I'm drawing 2 cards every turn. If I just keep Ninja in play. Ancient Stirrings. What are we gonna get? Oh, this is mine. Okay. I presume that's just gonna get immediately played, and then they can crack. No, they played it for us this turn already. They are still not at the point where they can make Tron. So I'm tempted to hold up Counterspell for a turn. Maybe I shouldn't have played this Fairy Seer. Because... No, I'm about to draw. It makes sense to scry, because I can do that. And now make sure I draw land, which is the card I really want. Yes. So we can hold up Counterspell. They still don't have Tron. This is 3 mana. And I'm happy to mostly just play this game. Because, as again, I'm drawing 2 cards every turn. Yeah, I mean... Attack with all creatures. Oh, that's been played now. I am not going to Ninja because I'm going to Spreading Seas and then also hold up Counterspell. Yes. Second main. Dual Spreading Seas to Tower because that is the better one. It makes 3 instead of 2. What are we doing? Just drawing the card. Sure. Not sure we have to do that now, but okay. Man, drawing 2 cards every turn is pretty busted. Expedition map. I will jump in. Because, yeah, the longer it takes them to make Tron, the better. Candy Trot's fine. What do we got? Show me 0 top 2 bottom. Perfect. Forest. That is still not Tron. Yeah, I am going to probably... Yeah, I'm going to use Moon Circuit to pick up Spell Stutter, so that if I draw a land off either of those two draws, I'm holding Spell Stutter and Counterspell. That's what I'm going to do. I think that makes sense. Just try and be as efficient with my mana as possible, even though like 2 is the same as 3 with what's currently in my hand. Picking up Spell Starter is good, and I get to draw my card this turn anyway. I'm gonna go to discard if I like don't find a land. So yes. I mean, what's better? Harrier Strix versus Miscreant. I'm gonna develop Miscreant. And then when I go to discard, I suppose I will discard my third copy of Ninja of the Deep Hours. It's fine. So they're only tower away of Fathomable Truth. Yeah, no. You can't have that. Tag with everything. I'm going to stack this on the bottom, because this just draws me a card. Yes. And then this lets me loot. They're on 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're dead next turn. Sewer Valence does what Strix would be useful for. I'm not going to flash anything in, I'm just going to play my island and go. Leaving up Spell Starter and Counterspell, and also Sewer Valence. Cool. It's been brought to you by Spreading Seas, obviously. I think I mostly like the construction. I do agree that Spell Starter Strike is bad, Brine Barrow is not useful. Yeah, okay. I think that'll mostly make sense. It's possible I'm just really, really playing this wrong. I don't have a sideboard guide from someone who does know how to play, so this has my impactful sideboard card and other things to be doing. I'm just gonna see. I'm kind of looking for the card Counter Spell at some point. Rough. Let me have a think. I don't want to just like make decisions quickly when it's something like this. This is difficult. Of one mind, next turn I would be able to. I kind of want to hold up Spell Stutter for that turn cycle. We'll see. Cryo Shatter will be useful, but there's a kind of a point that the point that it starts being useful. I'm gonna regret bottoming Cryo Shatter, but in service of a land, I think I have to. Yeah, I mostly just think because I'm gonna want Cryo Shatter at some point, but this, I think I just need a land. That was a difficult decision. Forest Cycling is fine. Candy Jar, also fine. It's like Fairy Tale. There you go. They're both 12 mana investments that's great too. So now I have to make the choice about Spell Stutter Sprite. So Spell Stutter Sprite gets something like Expedition Map. I'm fairly happy. Otherwise, I'm mostly going to prefer that I Moon Circuit Hacker. Yeah, I'm going to Moon Circuit Hacker. I drew that anyway. Woof. I'm gonna bottom miscreant, and I'm gonna top Seas because it cantrips towards the land anyway, and I'm just gonna start spinning Seas next turn. Ponder's Ornament. I mean, that is obviously annoying. You should draw your unconditional card first before you loot, in my opinion, in general. Yes. Discard. I guess Brine Barrow Intruder. Play a land. If I of one mind, I will not have to discard fan size, so I will of one mind. Counterspell Crash Shatter. These are good cards. Expedition Map. Can find the next bit of Tron. Did they play a land already this turn? No. So I think what they should have done is activated the Expedition Map. Because like they haven't played a land. So they may as well go and get the land and play it now. My instinct is to just miscreant and hold up spell starter. Try and get value that way. If I draw any extra cards with like spreading the seas or whatever, like literally if I play a card that doesn't, if I play a card that replaces itself, basically, then I will have to discard fancy. So just play that, hold up spell starter, fine. I guess if I play a card that replaces itself and it finds a land, that's fine, that works. What are you casting? Expedition Map. Yes, I cannot counter that. But yeah, this is why I think you should have done it last turn instead of scrying 2, or what is it? No, you just drew a card. You should have drew the card that you wanted so that you could play it that turn. You know what I mean? He already went Conduit Pilots. Interesting. I guess he's just given up on Tron, which makes sense. At like 4 mana, you can start casting some of the things. I am not going to just play out the spell starter. Yes. I will discard Sewer Valence, I think. Play a land. I can of one mind here, but it will make me go to discard. I'm going to pretty aggressively start countering spells. Especially any spell stuff that can counter, I will counter. But yeah. Most spells are counter with counter spell. Do you think they thought they had Tron? I mean, yeah, this is getting countered. Obviously. They're one land away from Tron. I played this already. Yeah, I think taking them off like Tron is getting to the point where it doesn't matter. Because they're like, so if they play Tron, but so currently if they play Tron, they'll have, I mean, they didn't have Tron anyway, but yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana is already quite a lot of mana. 7 with Bonder's Ornament. Yeah. They've got the mana they need. Their deck is built around 7. That's the magic number. So any land makes Tron, even if any land makes 7, even if Tron is turned off. That's what I'm trying to say. Monstrous Emergence. Choosing Rooftop Percher. Question: can they now cast Rooftop Percher? As a 5-drop. They can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No response. Yeah, I would rather counter Rooftop Percher. Thusly. Land is goated. I can't have one mind. Ha, funny. I guess let's Spreading Seas to cantrip. We should go after the uniquely typed Tron land. Play blockers. I am gonna hold up counterspell. Maybe I shouldn't have done. If I push an extra 1 damage here, they're dead next turn. That's only if I replay this here. And so many bad things could happen, like this, that I just don't want to allow. Fairy Miscreant is worth playing. That just cantrip. Island, perfect. If I Ninja of the Deep Hours, yeah, okay. Does it matter? Yeah, because if I draw counter spell specifically, that's goated, and then we can have the discussion about what do I do with this leftover mana. Yes. I think it is of one mind. As I say, counter spell is a card that is pretty good here. So, if they play a beast that doesn't gain life, I can tap it down with Sewer. Sewer Cam. They are on 2. Breath Weapon. That is a 3-drop, so spell starter can counter it. We got there. Let's go. Pretty cool. Let's jump into game 2. Match 2, rather. Yeah, that was a bit of a close one. They were like, if they'd cast Brambleworm there, that would have been pretty bad. I can't counter it. I can tap it down, but they gain 5. I guess Cryo Shatter is a card that helps to deal with that. I have the genuine choice of, do I just use my mana efficiently, Sewer Cam it in the end step, or do I get to my turn, Cryo Shatter it, and then use Sewer Cam to kill it so that it can't, because it still has 2 power. So you can still block and kill, like Ninja of the Deep Hours or whatever creature they most want to block and kill. But yeah, if you Cryo Shatter it and then Sewer Cam it, it doesn't get to do any of that. Yeah, I think that's probably what I would end up doing. But there's more game because they gain 5 life, and then you can flash it back from the graveyard to get another 5. So I think we got fairly lucky that they just had Breath Weapon, which was a 3-drop, which spell starter could counter. Yeah, if I had 1 less fairy, that would have been pretty bad because my board just disappears. This is fine. This is a perfectly defensible hand. If Fairy Seer gets removed, it's a bit awkward. Mirror Match. In which case, yeah, I would have played this and then always block. Bottom, 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 top, bottom, top. Miscreant is going to be nice because I'm going to block this turn. If they have Brine Barrow, that will be annoying. But like, what am I going to do? Not block and let myself get ninjured? Maybe, because I can just ninja back next turn. But if it's the 1 mana, then they can replay Miscreant, and then I don't get to ninja back next turn. Okay, they're just tapping it. I don't have to think about it. And then I'm getting the 1 mana ninjured, which is kind of fine, as I say, because they can't get this Miscreant back. Let's combat. So they had to use a card to get rid of my blocker, but they already didn't have a blocker. So that works out quite well. But the mirror is certainly interesting. I have to assume they are a better player than I am, because I'm not a very good player. I don't think Moon Circuit Hacker is good. I do think Spell Stutter Sprite is good. That is the opinion that I have on that. Fine, pretty goated. That does mean typically one man like, so some of the times these decks run Spell Pierce, that is worth knowing about, I guess. But if I make my land drop first, they can't really counter off one mind. Woof! That is pretty good though. That is a good effect that they've just done. This is quite interesting. So they can't ninjutsu. If I block with Fairy Seer, yeah, I'm gonna let it happen so that my off one mind can cost 1 mana next turn. They can loot. If there was a chance they could ninjutsu, I would have to stop and think. Let's off one mind. And then do I think I mean, it can't get an off one mind, but it can get basically every other card in their deck. Yeah, and I'm going to leave Moon Circuit Hacker back so I can trade off with him. Moon Circuit Hacker. Fairy Miscreant. I will jump in on that one. If I get spell started in response, that also works, and that's also fine. Yep, spell starter gets spell started. Yield until next end step. That was such a good exchange for the match. They spent, what, effectively one card. I spent one card, but yeah, I mean, they've got an extra 2 bodies in play. This is pretty good for them. Crash Shattering my Fairy Seer. Yeah, I'm just going to take it because they're still not able to do anything. It feels like an identical build at the moment. My Fairy Seer is, for what it's worth, still a non-human creature that is in play. Which is cool. Yeah, I will have one mind. I guess I will play a Miscreant and pass. So it's just not an aggro game. They're beating me up. But yeah, I mean, they are ahead. There's no doubt in my mind. I wish I had Brine Barrow Intruder. If they have it, then whatever we're going to do. And they're going to ninjutsu anyway. Yeah, let's ninja the deep hours. Fine. Like, they picked up Spell Stutter as well. Yeah. Okay. I mean, that's the correct thing to do. Yeah. I know they have Spell Stutter up. Which means this 2 mana is going to go unspent, because they're probably not going to do anything, they're just going to hold up Spell Stutter. I can Miscreant. Hopefully they stutter this, and then I can stutter that. What a fascinating little game. Yeah, okay. Cam is pretty cool. Again, I still think I am just holding back. I will Fairy Seer to jump into the deep hours. Harrier Strix. I wonder what that's going to tap. We shall see. Presumably Fairy Seer? Yep. Then they can just attack with everything. Pretty clean. I'm going to Sewer this counterspell. Yeah, okay. Is there a sideboard for this? Dispel. It's just dispel, where we go. Okay. Is there anything I don't want? Cam. That all makes sense. Brine Barrow, I'm glad it's a 4-of. That card could be fucking insane. I'm gonna keep this. Feels like being on the play is pretty impactful in this one. Yeah, I would like to see her. No response. Bottom, and then I'm gonna top that because I suspect it will be useful to just get rid of a creature that they play on turn 1. Just crash it. That is what I was going to do to whatever you did. That's crazy. Miscreant. Smells like Dispel. Sewer Cam. Fine. I can tap down Miscreant. They're getting some good tempo hits in. Yeah, I suppose I'll just crash out of their Miscreant. What a weird game we're playing. But that is still a fairy Miscreant in play, so if they play another one, that's pretty good. Strix can tap down my Seer. It's an interesting one, isn't it? I presume they're just going to block. Let's try and walk them into using a Brine Barrow or something that I can spell stutter. Trade off. Cool. Fine. I mean, if that was gonna work, that was gonna work. Happy to just trade off. Yeah, this is a really interesting game, and my opponent feels like a very, very good player. Just from the way they're playing, how quickly they're playing, all of that sort of stuff. Feels like a sewer cam. Oh, cracked sewer cam. Yep. They're winning on the mana, and the cards, it has to be said. Ninja of the Deep Powers. There it is. It's in play now. Deafing it now doesn't do anything. I don't have enough mana to redeploy spell starter. That's the decision that sort of informed that. If I just draw a land, everything is awesome. Everything is not awesome. Yeah. This is bad. Bad things have happened to me now. Yeah, it's possible I've made lots of those mistakes. It doesn't feel like I have, but definitely is super possible. Let's play a land first. Of one mind. Everything is done. Combat. Plus satisfied. Pick it up with Ninja the Deep House. 8 cards in hand. I have to go to this card. Rough. Just got a minute so I can. Just gonna get in. I live in constant fear of Brine Barrow Intruder. I feel like if they had that, they would be crashing in by now. Because there was literally nothing to be scared of except me getting blown out. I will trade off with one of them. At all points during this game, Brine Barrow Intruder would have been a fucking insanely good card. So, of one mind. Hard cast. The hard way. Crash out of my ninja. That's fair enough. Ninja the Deep House. Sucks. Brine Barrow Intruder. That's the card I said. I'm sure they're gonna crack this off and instead, but they may be. Brine Barrow Intruder. They're not. Yeah, I think I'm probably just okay. GG's. Yeah, I mean, that just feels like they were a much better player than I was. Among other things going on there. Right, I'm gonna try not to get tilted. Let's get back into this. Let's start properly talking about and thinking about what's going on. So my opponent is on the play. Can I keep this on the draw? Not really. I don't have enough lands. So we will look for. I will keep this because I don't want to go too far down. I'm gonna put back Sewer Valence Cam because in the most matchups is it bad, if that makes sense. um, I mean, yeah, this could be any number of things. It could be Force Spike. So I basically... So from the way they tapped and then untapped, I don't know, Snow-Covered Island? It's not normally in Terra. So can I take this to be Jeskai, or is it probably Jeskai Efem? What's good against Jeskai Efem? Neither of these. Cool. Ignorian reveal. That's fine. What do we see? A volatile fjord. That makes sense. So, probably Jeskai, just because is less popular at the moment. This will be some sort of Archaeomancer Ephemerate nonsense. Okay, that's been played. Next turn. Play a land. I'm just gonna get in. I wish I had Ninja, but I just don't, so... No my opponent knows that. Let's get rid of this stop. What are we casting? Ogre. I will just jump in on that. I can't imagine anything comes out of this in game one that deals with that. I'm an idiot. That's how that interaction works. Yeah. I'm spewing off. I'm spewing off. I'm making all sorts of stupid mistakes. Okay, cool. This is the Just Go one, so we haven't rolled that in yet. This card doesn't matter. None of these cards matter. I guess I could kill it and then it can't be flickered. I don't know, going 2 for 1 doesn't sound good for me. Yeah, definitely Jeskai. You know how I can tell? It's because they've got Jeskai colors. Bender's Water Skin. Okay. We know they have Scratch for a fact. They can just get in, I guess. I guess I could have played around drawing exactly that by playing out Brian Barrow end of turn, gaining my 2 life. I just clicked through combat. I'm going to take a break after this game. I think I'm making stupid mistakes that I don't need to make. Bender's Water Skin. Fine. Yeah, I'm definitely spewing off. Making loads of mistakes. Declare attackers. I may as well not take any damage. No blocks. If I'm going to play this out anyway, to play around the thing that I said. Augur of Bolas. Fine. Ephemerate. Okay. Let's Sewer Cam in end of turn just to tap down the currently blocking Bolas. Yes. Because I know they have a Scred. I guess if I know they have a Scred, I don't know, man. I just gotta get them to use it. At least I get to draw my Ferris here again. Ooh, it's weird that they didn't Scred my Seer, if I'm honest. That was a weird thing that just happened. Ferris here. I Scred my Hacker, rather. I think they should have done that. Ephemerate. Yeah, they could have, ephemerated it. Like, there's so many lines that I'm missing that they seem to, but they could have ephemerated and then declared a block on my Brine Barrow. Nothing stopping them from doing that. And then they could have scratched my fairies here, and then I don't get to ninjutsu. As it is, I've got more coming. It's pretty cool. Presume, I don't know why they wouldn't scratch it, but there you go. Yeah, these cards are basically useless in the matchup, so it's this, and this isn't great. So I have drawn kind of the wrong half of the deck here, which is annoying. This looks like Ograpolus. I thought they were going to cast a Muldrift. Ograpolus is annoying but fine. Cycle Lauren revealed. This hasn't fetched. I think there's been an end step that's been untapped and they haven't opted to use it. Crombat. I will attack with these two. Make them think about what's going on. I presume that's just a free block for them, and then they can scrap that. I mean, yeah, they can do that. That's fine. If they're distracted enough to do that. Scrap that now. That's what I expect. But yeah, I just didn't see that line. See, this is why I need to take a break after this game, because I'm making so many mistakes. Ethereal Haze. Okay. Doesn't matter. I have to keep my guy anyway. Fairy Seer. I know there's an island and I can't spell it there. Oh, maybe I didn't know about the island. I definitely know about the counterspell. Bottom. Top. Ephemerate Augur Cola. All good things come to those who flicker. So Ephemerate is only a card advantage on the rebound. But it's pretty good in the interim still. Like, they just didn't. They fucking whiffed, which means they're going to whiff again. Oh, fucking top 3 cards in library hasn't changed. Oh no, it has. Because you put the rest on the bottom. Reveals Lorien revealed. So yeah, we know they have a. Yeah, okay. We know they have a Scredder and a Lorien revealed. I don't know why they haven't like the Scredded something. Like that's my greatest confusion. Lorien revealed. Cast it. I guess I will Cryo Shatter Augur of Bolus so that they can't like triple block, double block, whatever. My Ninja the Deep Powers. Another one. These cards are really bad in the matchup. If at all possible, they're getting sided out, but I don't think it is that possible. What have you got for me? You can trade off with Moonsucker, but then Ninja and Deep Powers gets in. I guess that also all works. It's not even a trade. I'm just spewing off. I'm just making lots of mistakes. Pretty stupid and dumb, if you ask me. That's my turn. See how unimpactful it was? I have to try and break up like an Archaeomancer thing. I guess that also works. They almost certainly have some way to fight back on this. Yeah. I'm happy to admit when they've got me, and they are 5 cards up on me, a bunch more mana, got things in play. So I have Dispels, and I can decide how many of this effect I want. Are there any cards I don't want? Yes, I literally just talked about how Cryo Shatter was probably a non-card. I'm going to consider Brine Barrier Intruder not a good card as well. So those are my cards that I want to come out, and these are my cards that are coming in. So Bing, bang. Thusly gets me. So I guess this stuff is basically free. And then I don't want to overboard for the just the removal spells, even though Breath Weapon will be in their deck and is a card I want to counter. No. Yes. Perfectly keepable. I don't see why not. I'm gonna keep and then just lead on island. Whoops. Yeah, I think I am putting an island on the bottom, but that's not what I meant to do. They're on 6 as well. Classic island go for me. Capland. Where's our first bit? So yeah, obviously playing out the brown bear, like I don't think it's a very good card. So just instant speed playing it out and then getting my of one mind. I think that's fine. I think this is a perfectly defensible exchange. Preordain. Cool. Land is nice. Combat. May as well. I can just block my brine barrier. Yeah. Yes. I have a Bab up, which is the way that they would get rid of Ninja 3 powers. Ben does water skin. Fine. It's not fine, it's actually pretty bad for me. Brilliant. Also fine. It's where I can draw like Soakam or something. Soakam would be nice. I did not draw Soakam. Play Miscreant. Good combat. Attack with everything. I'll get 1 damage in with this Prime Baron Trader. What have you got for me? Some fucking unbeatable Laurenville or like Archaeomancer bullshit. I can counter 2s and red spells. That looks like a 3. That is not a red spell, so you can have it. If you cast Preordain, I will just counter it. I'm not gonna do it. Now they can double block Archaeomancer. They can double block Ninja the Deep Powers rather. Still gonna get in with everything. Is that true? None of those fly, so I may as well just get in with this. Makes sense to me. Pick up Miscreant. Replay Miscreant. Yeah, I can. There's no reason to just attack and let them kill a thing. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Preordain. I don't think this, like, at 2 counters many important spells anyway. So I may as well go after the spell that I'm legally allowed to target. Skirting Ninja of the Deep Powers. That wasn't going to Ephemerating Archaeomancer. Fine. I would definitely rather counter that with Spell Starter, but there we are. What are we getting now? Moonsucker Hacker? That has got red all over it. If you ask me. Should have played out this surveillance. It's fine. Not punished. Just get in with my fairy miscreant. Continue to ninjutsu in cards. Yes. Play fairy seer. Bottom. Definitely top. Ephemerate arguments again. They've already got one in exile coming in rebound. This is annoying. I guess I will counter this one now. While they can't fight over it, but I'm not happy about it because they're gonna rebound it anyway and pick up Scred. I'm still not countering because Breath Weapon is the card that Blue Elemental Blasters. I guess they're just going for more Ephemerate. That makes sense. Yeah. Just Ephemerate that and pick up. Yeah. The loop, the value, the infinite value. Very cool. Scred. This is my last non-human creature, worth pointing out, but Miscreant can allow that anyway. Of what mind? Miscreant. Go to combat. No combat for Max. And I have 2 Bebs, which are just sitting and rotting in my hand. No response. I'm obviously going to respond to this. Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty good effect, I've heard. Yeah, if they flicker something to untap it and block, I want it to have to be Augur of Polus, and I am just going to get in with everything. I could. Yeah. That was in my main phase. That's what's going on there. Lorien revealed. These Bebs are still, they have Breath Weapon stamped all over them. Murmuring Mystic. Rats. Now they don't even need Breath Weapon. Preordained. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna lose. Harrier Strix. Let's miscreen first. Let's see what pops out. Harrier Strix is pretty cool. We all know it. Harrier Strix. I guess I can tap down the flyer and then just get in with my 3 flyers. It's not even worth doing. If I tap down Murmuring Mystic himself. Yeah, I'm just gonna tap down the flyer. This Harrier Strix is great though, because now I can, what do I call it? Loot as much as I like. I guess I will bet that. They can just block it anyway. It's fine for them. I feel massively, massively behind. Lauren revealed. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Right. One and two. No, I said I'm going to take a break, but I'm not going to do that because we're locked in. We're locked in. I don't think I was making too many obvious mistakes in that game. I don't think I was massively, just like obviously being an idiot. But it wasn't good for me. There's no doubt in my mind about that. That was me making mistakes. That was me not playing I don't think there was any like obvious like mistakes, but definitely there were ways to play that were better. Playing against Grizzlebrand. This is fine. Yeah, in theory, I think there's a lot of decks where Brian Barrow is the fucking insane card. That is typical. So this is what? Ponza of some variety? Probably. Land is kind of sexy. Rule. How much mana have you got now? What, 4? Any number of horrific things can happen to me. Chooses red. Rumble. What do we pick up? I think we're going to pick up Forest. If you haven't got anything to do with 2 mana, they might get in with Aberov, which would be fucking amazing. No. They saw the line. Gonna cancel. Again, I think should have played Brian Barrow end of turn. Rumble again. What have you got for me? What are we picking up now? Chrysalis, I imagine? Not too much of a difficult choice. Yeah. There it is. The writhing Chrysalis himself, who will be shortly countered. They still get the fucking 2 spawns anyway. Nuts. Busted. Groated. Man, I wish I had this 1-2 slowly chipping away at these spawns, huh? I guess it wouldn't make sense. It probably would just not block, and I wouldn't feel like I could ninja. I'm gonna Harris Tricks. I think it's good, but there you go. I tapped this because it might trick them into sacking it in response. That's the only reason. There's nothing relevant to tap there, so may as well tap something that gives them the best chance to make a mistake. If this is just Writhing Chrysalis again. Okay, well, yeah, it is that. Fine. So with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spawn tokens, they could play another Chrysalis here. Please do that. That's what I want you to do. That's actually what's happening. Don't you fucking dare. Oh, it is what's happening. No way. No response. No way. Do not Chrysalis me again. You meet in a tavern. That's a fight. Okay. I don't think about it. Armor Elf and Jewel Thief. There's a reason to use your spawn tokens more aggressively. I guess I should have fucking end step Brian Baron Shooter anyway, just so that of one mind would be cheaper. Basically, I just continually make mistakes. That's the only thing I do. Of one mind. Land. Of one mind. Very seer. I mean, yes, I would like these cards. But yeah, I think I'm playing pretty poorly. I just need to slow down. That's what I need to do, is I need to actually stop and think. Take my hand away from the spacebar. Yeah. Yeah. I get it. Another one. I know two of their cards. Jewel Thief. Arbor Elf. Getting in with Rising Chrysalis. Yeah. I could just sacrifice all this balls. That wouldn't be an awful decision. Of one mind. I should have recognized that King Spell would not have been relevant at this point. I think this has to be for tapping shit down. Which means I guess I can... No, I can't. Because obviously that's how that card works. That's what it does. It does mean... I think I'm just passing. All the cards I want to develop are flash anyway, so... Cam. Tap down the larger of the two Chrysali. Interesting. Arbor Elf. That card does not matter. Yeah, I don't know why they didn't get in with Jewel Thief. I think that was just a misplay. I think they're still gonna win. What have you got for me? Another Rising Chrysalis? Oh, something much worse. Fucking Nyx One Hydra or some shit. Looks like it. Smaug the Great Calamity. Deals 5 damage to target creature, and then it's... I mean, yeah. We'll counter that. Because I don't want to have the dragon part either. Which they could easily cast next. This is better than Cracking Cam. Yeah, not much I can do. So every time they just like hold stuff back out of fear, it is pretty good for me. I will just jump block. Because yeah, they can pump it by 7 instant speed. Harrier strikes. Tap down Rising Chrysalis. Combat. blockers. Ninjutsu. Ninjutsu back the existing carrier strikes. Combat damage. No response. Yes. And then ninja powerful. Just continue picking up area strikes and jumping with a bright arrow. Looks like a spell I cannot legally counter. Which is bad. That's bad for me. Okay. Our breath is fine. Just getting with everything. It's a tricky one. It is a tricky one. I'm just trying to work out where I want to place my blocks and things. So, obviously I have to block both of these creatures. And I'm never going to be able to kill them, which means I guess I'm just jumping with Brian Burrow and Intruder on them twice. Which means I want to take as little damage from this thing as possible. And I think I can actually block and kill this. And that's the way I want to do this. Declare blockers. I guess if I was going to block and kill that, I shouldn't have done that. Bing, 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 bing. Firstly. Just jump and block and kill. Yeah. But yeah, I should have just reduced the damage of an Arbor Elf or something if I was going to do that. Yeah, okay. I'm happy to call that. I'm happy to call that game. So, Red Blasts are actually not good. That's what they want you to think. Dispel is not good. They might have breath weapons and things. I would prefer Dispel against breath weapon. I think that'll be all that I'll need. They might have Rebs as well, but like fine. Spreading Seas is one to think about because Arbor Elf can only untap forests and Utopia's Sprawl can only enchant forests. So on the play, I can consider spreading a sea. Don't know why that's happened. Let me fix that. Okay. Spreading Seas. Hello. Is that gonna work? But I don't think it's that good. Cryo Shatter is obviously goated. Brine Barrow Intruder is probably not entirely what the game is about, and I don't know if I can get on that. First, yeah, I'm just gonna submit and hope that this spits at some point. So far has not been successful. I don't have to get rid of this. Oh, cool, that worked. I just minused it and then put it back up again. Okay, well again, I don't have a second land drop. Keep because Fairy Seer is basically I'm gonna put back Beb because I mostly don't think it's gonna be that relevant. I want it as just a couple extra ways to counter Breath Weapon if that comes up. It can technically counter boarding party. You can counter the 6-3 haste part. We are looking for lands. Pretty much nothing but land. Bottom. Bottom. This could be bad. Remember in first league? Not the first league, the first match? Where I didn't see any event and then I was rewarded. Maybe I don't get rewarded. Maybe I sometimes, you know, that happens. Not to me though. Yeah, I'm just gonna crash after this guy. I just don't want them making huge fucking stupid amounts of mana. Top. Bottom. Oh my god. My Magic Online is not having a good time at the moment, if we're being completely honest. It's having a bad time. Or is it over there now? I think because I probably moved it over there. Oh my god! Put on the bottom of your library. Cryo Shatter. Target Arbor Elf. Island. Used to pay for it. Combat. Attack with Fairy Seer. Yield until next end step. Maybe using this on this is just fucking stupid and I should hold it for the threats. I could believe that, especially if it means I'm not developing into the deep powers. They can use this as a one-time 2 mana. It's pretty good though. They spent 1 card and I spent 1 card and they just get to use 2 mana out of it at some point. It is pretty good. Combat. Attack with all creatures. But yeah, I think I should have ninja'd last turn. Let them have their Arbor Elf use Cryo Shatter for the cards that matter. The Writhing Chrysalises of the world. I would like to draw a card. Thank you for asking. Just see her again. Is this Breath Weapon? If it is, then I don't want a ninja, and if it's not, then I want Of One Mind. There you go. Feels like it is. I'm not sure what else they would cast here. Yeah, especially if they're willing to sacrifice that, there must be Breath Weapon. Rats. Yeah. Yeah. That's the same. Remember when I said that was a card that I didn't want to see? Yeah, I think I shouldn't have Cryo Shattered that guy. I should have held it. And then if I had ninja'd last turn instead, they would have felt like they needed to do that earlier. Yeah, okay. We're learning, we're learning. I never expected this league to be a successful one. So, the important thing, yeah, is that learning. Alright. I messed that one up. We continue to learn against good players. This is the point. Non-league players, I would have won fucking all of them. Maybe not. But the point is, yeah, the idea is to learn. So, let's keep learning. I would like to play first. Thank you for asking. Okay. Why would they play a turn 1 creature? I think I shouldn't have kept this hand. I think, yeah, now that I think about it, there's so many things, like any turn 1 creature. Okay, that's fine though. Bing! It's fine. It's just obviously awful for me. Fuck, man. Oh, I just clicked through combat. Oh. That's not what I meant to do at all. Hopefully that's obvious to all you discerning viewers. That simply isn't what I meant to do. Ninja the Powers is gone. That's crazy. I'm gonna hold this back. Oh my god. No land in the top. I mean, yeah, I shouldn't have kept this. Basically, is what's going on. Another into the deep end. Are they gonna get in? Broadcast. Yeah. Galv. Come on, there must be a land in my deck. Right here. That's crazy. Well, it worked so well for me last time. Okay. 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 I see how it is. That's crazy. That was what? 6 draws into my deck. And I can think about a number of blue elemental blasts for pretty much just for munitions, I guess. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna try countering munitions the old-fashioned way. Dispel is not incredible. Sewer Cam is a little bit awkward and a little bit weird and a little bit bad. Fairy Seer, I don't want to trim that. I will trim Ninja of the Deep Hours. And Brown Bar is really good. Yeah, I'm just gonna trim this. That's crazy. Okay, this is perfectly defensible. That's crazy work. I'm gonna lead on Seer because most of their starts do not involve me getting my creature removed, and they do have some impactful 2-drops that I might want to counter. But fucking should have taken out Spell Starter Sprite. That's the card that's bad in the matchup. I remember it now. I'm just not good at this game. Basically, is what's going on. I'm just not good at Magic the Gathering. We're gonna do. Sometimes that happens. It's great too. We are looking mostly for lands, I think. I'm not gonna say no to Steel Sabotage. It's probably better to hold up next turn than Spell Stutter. If we're being completely honest. I guess I could. Yeah, okay. That's fine. We're gonna hold stuff back. So yeah, I know I said I was going to play out Brown Barrow, but obviously now it's actually a pretty good effect. So I can push in, and if they block, I can eat it. Yeah, makes sense. Bing, bing, bing. I guess I would have played first, yeah. High restrict, bottom, Steel Sabotage, top. Yield. Another Echo Wellspring. Fine, I would love to counter that, but that's not the game we have played. Mirror Enforcer. Mirror Enforcer. That's rough. It's very rough. We're gonna target it now. That's another Mirror Enforcer. This is rough. This is rough stuff. If I'm being honest with you guys. This is bad for me. Huh. I think we're about to go 1-4, ladies and gentlemen. Certainly the impression I'm getting. I can bounce ring him, it doesn't matter jack shit. I think I have to try and kill one of them. Which is unfortunate. This one. A Galv breaks this up. I didn't know they were playing that card. Yeah, okay. Fellas, I think I tilted off in this league. If I'm being completely honest. I really don't think I played very well for a lot of it. I guess we'll see. That's the point of the video. But yeah, I played this, and then I played the mirror, and then I just sort of gradually got more and more tilted. So yeah, definitely something to work on that one. My play was not good, and my mental was not good either.